This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Woo! Just keep winning, baby. Just keep winning. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, and now 5 W's in a row, right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who the heck I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin, and now in year 2, not one, not two, two, not one, but two, with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Our team is the Angels, and I'm starting not to recognize this team. 5 wins in a row. 5 wins in a row. And you see it right there. This game had me fired up for a lot of reasons. We'll get into some of those reasons throughout this show, but shout out to everybody in here. Unsurprisingly, the vibes are high. We've got people in here saying, is it time to actually say this team is legit? We got people laughing about the umps, laughing about the defense, laughing about just about everything, because this game was crazy. And the Angels are starting to win every type of game. They're winning the low-scoring games. They're winning the crazy high-scoring games. They're losing the games where they choke. They're still winning them. They're losing the games where they weren't doing really much in this ball game until the mid-innings and the 9th inning, right? They're winning. I almost said losing because I'm used to being the opposite, but they're winning every type of game right now, and that is why it's really encouraging, right? It's really encouraging. We're not looking forward yet. We're still a team 3 games under 500. We're still near the bottom of the division, right? But we did move up a spot today. But above all else, we are winning games with the guys we want to see contributing to the wins. I mean, how about the 1 through 5 today with 8 combined hits? 8 combined hits from the 1 through 5 for 7 RBIs combined. Huge. 11 hits. 11 hits. More hits than strikeouts. Oh, my goodness. So many things to be excited about. So many things to be encouraged about. And I was debating what to start today's show with. I really was. There's the turning point. There's the player of the game. There is what the heck I'm talking about. Part of me thought, you know what? I'm going to hit him with a what the heck we're talking about. But I don't know. I think I'm hitting you with America's favorite segment, the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
At the end of the day, the 5th inning was absolutely huge, right? Obviously, you score 4 runs. You're coming off of some BS in terms of the umps. You're coming off some rough innings for Kyle Hendricks, right? The fact that it's 1-1 after you score a run in the top of the 4th inning. In case you missed it, I always say the turning point. I always end up recapping everything that happened before it just to give you more context. But there was a Luis Urias single that scored Langliers in the bottom of the 2nd off of Kyle Hendricks, who was kind of up and down today. Logan O'Hoppe gave us that huge solo shot. He's got 11 home runs now. This one, 109.3 off the bat, was able to get out 381 feet on a 1-0 hanging sweeper. That was beautiful to tie the game. But then in the bottom of the 4th, a little bit of a falling apart action from Kyle Hendricks, right? He gives up the home run to Langliers. Then he gives up a double to Andujar. Then he gives up a Nick Kurtz. I'm going to make sure to separate both there. A Nick Kurtz 2-run shot. That made it 4-1. 3-run inning for the A's. They're able to go up 4-1. And the question, as always, that I always ask especially is, how is this team going to respond, right? How is this team going to respond? There's been times where this team doesn't respond at all. There's been times at the beginning of the year where they were responding every game. And today, once again, the vibes are high. The cancers of the locker room of the dugout, the Anthony Rendones aren't here. And this team, the vibes are high and the resilience is high. And they're getting hits at the right time. And how about this? With everything that went on leading up to this moment, you get a Rengifo single, you get a Kyron Paris walk, then you look like you're going to blow it, right? Neto flies out, Sean Will grounds out, but then Yoan Moncada I mean, Moncada absolutely crushed it. Crushed it. 439. It looked like 450, 460 watching it live. And talk about, the statement it makes. First off, how big the swing is. You immediately give up 3 runs, and you immediately respond with 3 on a 2-out, 2-on, 2-0 pitch, fastball up, and he absolutely turned on it. 108.7 exit velo, 439 feet. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, right? But the fact that he not only hits a timely home run to tie the game at 4, but the statement it makes when it's a bomb like that, it fires the team up. Fires the team up. And how do they respond after that? The Angels of the old, even when they hit you a home run like that, they don't do anything the rest of the inning. Taylor Ward, immediately a double. This guy's allergic to singles. Ward won't hit a single Ward. Taylor won't hit a single Ward. Another double on a great at-bat, 2-2 pitch, gets the 5th pitch, double, and then Logan O'Hoppe. He's getting it done in every way lately. And that's when you know the vibes are really great. When O'Hoppe isn't just giving you 3 for 5 with 2 home run games. He's giving you games where he's giving you home runs and singles. RBI via the home run, RBI via the single. Again, a good at-bat. You get ahead 3-1. You get a pitch that you can hit a fastball, and it's 5-4. So the fact that you don't just tie the game, but then you go out and get another run, not via the home run, that had me fired up. And then you know what else the heck had me fired up? Not only do you get 4 consecutive innings of scoreless ball from your pitchers between Kyle Hendricks, who Ron Washington did everything he could to keep him in the game as long as possible, right? Took him out at an interesting time with 2 outs in the end of the inning, right? Interesting time to take him out. He liked the matchup, and we're able to get the out, right? With Reed Detmers. He's able to, get JJ Bleday, I think it's Bleday, in the bottom of the 6th, get out of that, and then gets 2 outs, gives up a single. Again, Ron Washington picking a creative time to bring a guy in with 2 outs once again, but he does it for the matchup. It makes sense. And Hunter Strickland gets out Brent Rooker, right? So the fact that the bullpen is getting the job done. But you know what has me fired up is that top of the 9th inning. That top of the 9th inning was, sure, it was a solid inning, right? You scored 2 runs, but I thought that I was acting like we scored 10. To see an Angels team that very well, this series could have been underwhelming as a whole. You could have come off the Dodgers sweep and laid an egg. But to win yesterday and then tonight, you're up 5-4, and you're not complacent. You're not complacent. Kyron Paris single into a Kyron Paris steal. It feeds families. This fed families. And then Zach Neto. He didn't have the best game until this. But he's always going to give you 1 clutch swing. RBI double. That sets up a crazy inning, right? Sean Will gets walked to make it 1st and 2nd because we know this guy's going to get on via the walk once, whether it's intentional or not, right? 1st and 2nd, Moncada singles, bases juiced, and you could have gotten more, right? You couldn't have gotten more, but I'm not going to be greedy when this team, most of the time, they're up 5-4, they're not getting you nothing, right? And then you're seeing what happens with our bullpen. But the fact that we got 2 more via Neto, and then this Taylor Ward 3-2 pitch sac fly is great. Again, it could have been more. O'Hoppe was 1 swing away here with runners on 1st and 3rd from it being an unbelievable game, right? For him and for the team. But still, 7-4, it's huge, especially with what happens. Kelly Jansen gets the first 2 outs, then does the whole thing with defensive interference. Seth Brown singles to score him, and you're thinking, oh man, it's 7-5. If it was 5-4, it would have been 5-5. The fact that we got those 2 runs in the 9th, even if we didn't need them, and we ended up needing them, but even if we didn't need them, it had me fired up because this team is in a different mode right now. We're not complacent. We're not settling for a few runs. We're not settling for only home runs. We're scoring via the home run, via the single, via the sac fly. We're getting 11 hits to just 9 strikeouts. We're getting guys on via the walk. Nolan Shawnwell does it every freaking game at this point, right? So I thought this was a very complete team performance. You only had 1 guy in the lineup in Joe Adell. Only 1 guy that did not get a hit, right? Fired up. Very exciting. The pitching wasn't great, but it's okay. I would much rather win games like this. We've been winning and losing so many games where the pitching is good and the lineup is not holding its own. But, oh my goodness, the lineup is holding its own right now, and it feels so good. So we're going to take our break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the pitching a little bit more. We actually have some news throughout the Angels today in terms of Mike Trout, in terms of Christian Moore. And then we have to look at the rest of the series because we still got 2 more games in this series. I already see broomstick emojis in the chat. We'll talk about the remainder of the series as well after a break here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. I'm fired up, man. I'm very, very fired up. But today's show, it is brought to you by Monarch Money. We actually haven't done Monarch Money in a while, but that's who today's show is brought to you by. If you ever check your bank account and wonder where did all my money go between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track, but that's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using it, I realized just how much I was spending on food takeout. Oh my goodness. Now I budget smarter. I actually go to the grocery store more because of Monarch Money, literally. Instead of juggling multiple apps, which I like to do, and we already do it enough in our life, whether it's Spotify and YouTube and this for work and this for this and social media, 8 different apps for that, right? It's nice to have Monarch because it can do everything. Check your finances, track your spending, and even plan your long-term goals all in one place. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Back here live at another The Vibes Are High edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. 5 wins in a row. 5 wins in a row, and they've done it in many different ways. That's the biggest takeaway, right? The Dodgers series was insane. You had 6-2 games. You had 6-4 games. You had the crazy 3-hour and 45-minute Saturday game, an absolute shootout, right? You had guys like Travis d'Arnaud being the heroes on Sunday. You had guys like Yoan Moncada being the hero. You had Matthew Lugo being the hero. Today, a team effort in every sense of the word. 11 hits, only one guy doesn't get a hit, and the 1 through 5, once again, the 1 through 5 combines for 8 hits. 8 hits, 7 RBIs. Neto just 1 for 5, but he waited for the biggest swing from him in the 9th inning, an RBI double, right? Nolan Chanuel, another 1 for 4, but he gets on via the walk again. That average keeps rising. That OPS keeps rising. That on-base percentage certainly keeps rising with all the walks. And Yoan Moncada, 2 for 5 with a huge 3-run swing, the biggest play of the game, an absolute massive bomb, both in distance, in timeliness, in terms of tying the game, and in terms of the vibes. Just completely turned things around for this team after a frustrating start to the ballgame. And then Taylor Ward, man. Taylor Ward, you got to tip your cap. The guy had another 2 doubles. He's Mr. Slugging. Taylor won't get you a single, won't hit a single Ward. But right now, he's hitting doubles. He's hitting home runs. The average is finally over 200. The OPS is over 700. The slugging obviously keeps rising. And then Logan O'Hoppe gets it done again. He's heating up again. 2 for 5. Has the solo shot, has the clutch RBI single. That 1 through 5, it's pretty stuck in place right now. It's pretty locked in. And it's funny, we spent so much time at the beginning of the year talking about, should Neto hit here when he comes back? Where should Rengifo hit? Where should Kyron Paris hit? Well, guess what? This 1 through 5 feels locked and loaded. And Joe Adell's struggling right now. Jorge Soler's been struggling. We have a guy in Mike Trout coming back eventually. I think naturally where Adell is, you slide Ward in. It's interesting that we had d'Arnaud and O'Hoppe in this one. I don't know if d'Arnaud is hitting good enough to justify that going forward, right? But certainly, when Trout comes back, this lineup feels set. I'm okay with Trout hitting 6th or 7th. Call me crazy. And I don't know if the Angels and if Ron Washington has the gusto, the balls to do it. But man, the 1 through 5 is cooking right now. I would love to see Trout hitting 2nd or 6th, So it would be not Neto, Chanuel, Moncada, Ward, O'Hoppe, and then Trout. That's a good 1 through 6. That's not just a decent 1 through 6. That's an above average 1 through 6, right? Above average. So absolutely loving that. Wow, I just saw something in the chat that had me absolutely stunned here, which is sent you a DM. I have a sweet Friday night. I can open it up to you in the group. Wow. I don't know if I'll be able to make it Friday. I'll have to look into that. Shout out to you. But either way, appreciate that. That's amazing. But long story short, and yes, Vinny's already in here saying they would never do that. They would never hit Trout 6th. No way, Jacob says. Marvelous saying he agrees to Trout 6th, right? That's a nice 1 through 6, man. A decent balance in terms of righty, lefty, Moncada, and then it's 3 righties in a row, but we had a bunch of righties anyway. I would move Rengifo up to 7th, maybe have Matthew Lugo hit an 8th or Kyron Paris or something like that. I think absolutely, it would be very, very dangerous, which I haven't said about an Angels lineup in a while. I'll be honest, I'm a little distracted at the fact that someone just offered me a suite. That's amazing. Shout out to you, JDEE. I'll need to check my DMs. We will be in contact. Maybe we can make that happen. But anyways, the vibes are great. The lineup is playing great. And there's news about the Angels overall and how the lineup is going to look, both in terms of what Mike Trout said today, which I'm going to talk about. He said there's no pain. There's no issues. Trout gives a positive update on his return. He said, I came out, I felt good. I'm really excited with where I'm at right now. We're upping the intensity and there's no soreness. He said that after he, was beginning to run, right? He was jogging on the field on Monday. He had no issues. That's what he said today. I'm expecting it to be, maybe a week more. I know for other people, you'd say maybe a day or two, but I'm thinking it's going to be, more than that. Probably a week is what I have to guess. I'm getting distracted because JDE, he's the man right now. He said, when you can make a game, I will get a suite to host you and the group. I mean, what connection you got? I mean, are you working for the team? Do you own the team? I mean, is this already in the chat? I mean, who are you, man? But you're him. Shout out to you. We will make it happen. I don't know if I will be able to make it Friday, which is why I didn't jump at the opportunity and say, let's make it happen. So I would need to look into that. But if it's not Friday, if we can make it happen another time, that would be unbelievable. So shout out to you. I'll check my DMs. We'll be in contact. We'll make that happen. What an atmosphere that would be. What a moment that would be for everyone who's been supporting the show, everyone who's always in here. Vinny said you should buy the team from Artie. Data Ender said Artie sell the team to JDEE. I love it. He's saying I'll make it happen. Shout out to you. But anyways, I'm trying to do a show here, and you guys are just distracting me with your kindness and litness. But Mike Trout will be back eventually. Positive news there. Some other interesting news was that Christian Moore was promoted today to AAA. Ironically, he's not been having the best start to this season, but I read that he was 12 for 29 in his last few games, decent chunk of games. And so I guess that's enough for him to get promoted to AAA. And he ended up having a pretty darn good debut today. So exciting news with Christian Moore. Eventually, I could see a world where Rengifo's gone and Christian Moore's there at second base. Like they're saying, he went 3 for 4. He absolutely looked electric, right? And it's certainly going to get you excited that, the fact that they promoted him this early in the season, there's a scenario where we're seeing him at the end of the season if he continues to do what he's doing in AAA. So, who knows? There's a scenario where we look at the lineup we saw today, instead of d'Arnaud and O'Hoppe, maybe it's Trout in the DH spot, O'Hoppe at catcher, and then in right field, it's Matthew Lugo. At second base, it's Christian Moore. At center field, it's Kyron Paris. That could be the lineup for the Angels going forward for a while, and that would be pretty electric. We're already near the end of the show. I haven't even got to the pitching yet. Kyle Hendricks had an interesting start, to say the least. No walks today, which was good, but 9 hits. And that's part of the reason he gave up the runs. The biggest reason, 2 home runs, right? 2 home runs. So if you look at the context, 9 hits, 2 home runs, you would say, ooh, that's a 7-run game, right? He gives up 4 runs despite that. So that's actually pretty good. 4 earned runs despite the 9 hits and the 2 home runs. And the bullpen, I mean, you know how critical I've been to Reed Detmers. He gives up 1 hit, but he's able to only give up the 1 hit, get a strikeout, and then a perfect inning from Hunter Strickland. Welcome back, Hunter Strickland. It's been quite an adventure with you the past, year or so of this show, because there were certainly rough days with you last year. But shout out to you there. Brock Burke had a simple job. And then Kenley, he gets the save, his 10th, despite giving up an earned run. And once again, the reason that he got that save is because of what they did in the top of the 9th inning. So many reasons to be fired up. I got to go DM JDEE, and we got to figure this out, how we can do this for everybody in the show. People asking me about the draft, listen to the Halo Bros for that. They'll give you more intel on that, in all honesty. I don't really zoom in on prospects right now. I'm worried about this team in the moment and what they're doing now and for the years to come, but in terms of this lineup. So very excited. 5th win in a row, 7-5 over the A's. And we're talking sweep, maybe. I'm not saying it yet. I think the goal was to win the series, and now you have a great opportunity. You just got to win one of the next 2. In order to win the series, continue to build that confidence. That's the last thing I will say, is that there is a confidence to this team that I haven't seen in a while, since the beginning of the season, right? That Dodgers series, it's going to mean so much for this team. Whether we make any sort of run and have a positive record, or anything like that, there is confidence that was built from that series that we will hopefully continue to build on. So with all that being said, we're going to wrap this one up. Shout out to everybody in here. Yes, a sweep would absolutely boost the confidence. But yes, keep lighting that baby up. Put those halos on. Call your Dodgers fans or your Dodgers friends and let them know they're not playing well right now, and we are. Oh, yeah, we are. So go celebrate. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys back here throughout the rest of this week, throughout next week, throughout the rest of eternity. especially as long as the Angels keep winning. Take care. Have a great night. We'll see you back here. Go Angels.